Hi guys, this is Adina Cedillo. I had a request asking for a video how I made this scene. This is my original, and this is one that I was trying to recreate it. I was having trouble remembering exactly what I did in the background, but I think I came pretty close. So let's just jump right in. I have a it's a 3 3/4 by 5.5 inch piece of matte paper. I've already masked off my waterline. And I punched out 2 circles with my little circle punch, and I'm using Eclipse tape for that. I've already applied one of my circles here, where it's just going to be a guide. I'm not going to, as you'll see in here in this picture, I don't have a specific outline for my sun. It's just going to be kind of obscure, but it's up to you. If you would like it to be defined, then I'd say go for it. So I am going to start with Sunshine Yellow. It's a Moonlight Duo color. You can get them from Rubber Moon, and I'm just using a paper towel. And I'm getting a little bit of the pigment ink on with my yellow. That just seems to help it go ahead and spread a little easier right away. And it is going to look a little messy. It's not going to look like it's going to come out good, like the paper's not going to take the colors well. See how it's kind of looks like a mess there, just a bunch of swirls. But as you lay the inks down and you use your pigment ink to kind of paint it, you'll find you have a lot of control with these inks. I think that's one of the things I really like about these inks, is they're so easy to work with. They're so forgiving. You know, if you kind of mess up a little bit. Okay, I'm using some of the white pigment ink just along the waterline. I don't want to get a lot of color, the yellow color down here, because that's where my green is going to go. But I do want to work my way in. I am not using heavy pressure. I'm using very, very light pressure. And I'm working my way in towards my sun. I'm going to try to do this a little fast. Because of the time restraints that I have with recording with my phone. And you can see the paper towel shredding. That's no big deal. I just move to another part of the paper towel. Okay, I'm going to move into now the orange color. This is Solar Flare. Again, I don't want to go down here where my green's going to go. I don't want to get too far in there. But see how the colors are starting to blend, and the pigment ink makes it spread and just blend really nice. Okay, and like I was saying a minute ago, normally I would do this a lot slower, a lot more controlled, take a little more time. So this one is going to be quick and probably won't come out quite as good as my original, or even my recreation. And also, as I'm looking for editing programs and I'm looking for video cameras, it's expensive, and so I don't want to jump into just buying something that I'm going to regret purchasing later. So my husband and I we're looking into it. He's very supportive. And we're thinking maybe the editing program might be the way to go. That way I could go ahead and still record videos in parts, but I could combine them into one video, which would be helpful, I think. I could speed video so you guys could fast forward through these long parts. We'll see. I'm just starting all this, so I'm just learning and I'm just trying to figure it all out. Okay, now I want to add a little bit of the pink color. This one is Milky Way Magenta. I love their names for these. Okay, so I don't want a lot. This is a very, very bright color. It's really bright, see? So I'm mixing it in right away with the white pigment ink. And that's another thing that's really crazy about these inks is they're actually meant for you to mix the colors like this on the pad. And I still have trouble doing that. That goes against everything that I've ever done. Okay, but see how it's adding a little bit of a glow? It's changing the way that looks. Okay, now because I am doing it in a bit of a hurry, see how I went too far in there? Well, that's just really no problem, because I can come back in here with some of my yellow and just blend that. Okay, see how that's blending that right together? So I say, I just feel like I have so much more control with these Moonlight Duos. And I can keep working the inks and moving them around. And what I'm doing here is I'm just adding some more pigment, some of the white pigment ink. Back to some of the yellow in the corner here. Okay. Now, I think I do need to go in with a little bit more orange here. And blend some more orange into some of this pink. Okay, now I would work it more. I would definitely work this more if I wasn't making the video. But I am going to go ahead and go into using my green. Just get another paper towel. Okay, and again I'm going to go ahead and, to start out with this one, I'm going to go ahead and mix the two colors. Okay, starting out on the edge here, because on the sides here, this is where I wanted the darkest and I wanted the lightest in the middle. So I'm getting some of this ink down here, and then I'm just going to work my way in. And again, I'm using very light pressure. Yes, some of you have actually told me that you don't mind that it takes, that you have to watch, I don't know what's the right way to say this, that it's not speed video for you, because some of you are actually stamping along and doing this along with me, so it's kind of like a stamp along. So you've been telling me that it works for you and gives you time. Gives you time to do it with me. Okay. Okay, now I would go and work this more and blend more. But see how I don't have a real defined line? What I can do is go in with just the pigment ink again. I can leave it like that, actually. It's not too bad. I can go in with the pigment ink just around the edges and obscure it even more. So, you know, that again is up to you, whatever you want. And this, I would blend it much more than that, but for the sake of time. Okay, and if you'll notice, I have a very defined line there. That defined line is going to disappear once we start working the inks again. So I do want to get my reflection. There's where my sun is. I want my reflection to be pretty close. Okay, that's pretty close. Okay, and I'm going to go through and do the same thing again. Just laying down the colors. I wanted to get this video done before we leave. We're actually going to go on a little trip to see our grandbaby, our very first, a first for both me and my husband. We're very excited to meet him. See what a mess I made there? Doesn't even matter. So cool. These inks are just the neatest inks to play with. And I've got pieces of my paper towel. You can see I keep brushing them. The paper towel, as it goes along these edges, it kind of rips the paper towel a little bit, even when you're pressing really light. And that's why I have an extra paper towel over here. I am trying to find this, match this little curve that's going around. Okay, we're doing the same thing we did on the top. And go in and put in a little bit of the pink. Okay, see what a mess that looks like? And see, that's another thing. See how, oh, look what I did. that's going to change the top a little bit, isn't it? I guess it's a good opportunity for me to show you how I'm going to blend this out. Okay, let's throw some, so that's going to make this corner a little bit darker. And it didn't upset me. I wasn't too worried about it because I am going to be doing the trees. Wow, I've really got that on my fingers, don't I? I'm going to be doing the trees on top of it, so that'll help hide it. I mean, I would have preferred that that didn't happen. Okay, let's add a little bit of pink in here to blend it. So that means this side's going to be much brighter than in my original. Okay, now I don't want to take the time to keep working this, but can you see how I'm getting that mistake out? Okay, I would keep adding pink and adding pigment until I got that blended. And I don't know where, yeah, see on my finger, I'm getting it all over the place. I tell you, my ink smearing and getting it on my fingers is just a real problem today. But I guess that's actually an opportunity for you to see that this is not, it's really not a problem, especially with these inks. I should probably go pause the video and go wash my hands, but let's just keep going. And I'm not worried about it. The trees are going to cover the majority of those pink spots anyway, so. I might have been doing it too because of the, I might have wiped off some of the paper towel pieces. And I probably should have just gone ahead and torn some more paper towel instead. Okay, you can see I'm wanting to keep going in and working it. I'm really wanting to go in and work it, but it's going to take a little more time, which I don't have a lot of left. And I do appreciate you guys giving me your feedback. I do appreciate you being patient and giving me time to work out these issues. and giving me time to save to get an editing program. Okay, but you see what's happening, right? Okay, so I would go ahead and I would work this, blend it more. This one's actually, because of my mistake up here, is going to come out a lot more pink. It's going to have a lot more pink than this one, which is fine. Actually, it's kind of pretty. So I will come back. I'm going to work with this a little more, just exactly like I've been doing, and get some more blending going on and lay a little more color down. And then I will come back and we'll do part 2 of the video and I'll show you how I stamp it. Okay, so I really appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate all of your suggestions and your comments. Please feel free, contact me anytime. And as always, thank you for watching.